The truth about Los Angeles. The thing about Los Angeles is most people think, oh, it's a big city. They think Hollywood, dirty, homeless. They think all of the negatives that you associate with really any big city in the world. I mean, you're gonna have problems with homelessness. You're gonna have problems with being dirty in some areas. And certainly there are parts of LA that have a major problem with that. The real truth about Los Angeles that a lot of people who complain about Los Angeles either don't know about or don't value is that Los Angeles is an outdoor city. When you think outdoor city, most people think maybe like something like Eugene, Oregon, or maybe like Boulder, Colorado. However, LA, you've got the beautiful San Gabriel Mountains, Angeles National Forest, you have the beach, you have desert, one of the few areas in the world that has the Mediterranean climate out in Malibu there. It really is a treasure trove of outdoor adventure. And the thing is that because so few people take advantage of it here, you can be out on a mountain biking trail, a hiking trail, or a technical canyon and not run into a single soul, and only 30 minutes down the road be in the heart of downtown LA. So that is the truly special thing about LA that most people who talk about the negatives of LA will never tell you. The second thing that most people will not tell you is it's full of natural treasures, and so what you have to do is you have to go looking for them. So it's like a giant scavenger hunt or a giant treasure hunt out in the mountains, out in the canyons, looking for hidden waterfalls, abandoned mines, you know, abandoned supposed haunted places. But another thing, because the climate is so unique and the weather here is sporadic and we're often in droughts and it very rarely rains, there are things that you can only do in LA maybe one day out of the year if you're lucky. Like, for example, Little Santa Anita Canyon has a pothole that when it's been raining for several days actually fills up deep enough that you can jump into it. And a few years ago, me and my friends, one of those being Willie Price, took that plunge into that LSA pothole. The very next day, it was bone dry. It drained that quick. Something like that. Something like Stoddard Canyon Falls, the Baldy natural water slide, which I was actually just at a couple days ago, and it was only ankle deep. It wasn't deep enough to slide. However, several years ago, it was waist deep and he hit it at the right time. So there's periods where you can hit these wonderful hidden treasures and right in the sweet spot. Sometimes you only have a very short window and you can hit off that natural pool or that natural slide or that hidden waterfall. And so to be able to find something that happens to fit in that narrow window is truly special. And so even though I don't technically live here anymore, I still get upset when I hear people disparage Los Angeles. Like when we were in New Zealand or traveling abroad, you know, we would tell them, oh, well, the last place we lived in the States was Los Angeles, and you'd kind of see people scowl and make a face and they're like, oh, sorry, you know, because it seems like most people do not focus on the positives. Like you hear Joe Rogan or all these big time people, Marky Mark, fleeing Los Angeles. Whenever I hear people skeptical of Los Angeles, I always remind them, LA is an outdoor town. What do you like? Do you like hiking? Do you like cliff jumping? Obviously the surfing and beach stuff, we know all about that, but most people don't know about the epic mountain biking, the canyoneering, the natural water slides, the hidden waterfall hunting, searching for plane wrecks, abandoned mines. Treasures abound in these beautiful mountains. Beautiful Los Angeles. The truth is that if you don't know it's an outdoor town, then you don't know Los Angeles. One of the funny things I always find is when you talk to someone and they say they like hiking, and they talk about places like Runyon Canyon, right? Or like the Santa Monica Stairs, or like the Culver City Stairs, or Griffith Park. I mean, Griffith Park is great. I love Griffith Park, but Runyon Canyon, as if that's the pinnacle of hiking in Los Angeles, which is pretty funny. But I'm talking about getting out in nature, in the mountains and the trees in the St. Gabriels, not some dusty little fire road up in the Hollywood Hills. I mean, sure, if you want to call that hiking, that's cool, but you're missing out on a whole lot of other wonderful stuff. And hey, look, I realize that the majority of people who move to Los Angeles are moving to it for that urban environment, to probably get into show business or something like that. So they're not necessarily looking for this type of stuff. But don't tell me that Los Angeles sucks. and it's an urban wasteland and you have to flee it just because you've never experienced all the true beauty that there is. I think a good litmus test for whether you should give up on LA or not is you should ask yourself these questions. Have you seen California newts in the wild? Have you seen bighorn sheep in the wild? Have you experienced the bioluminescence in the ocean when the time is just right, the season is just right, and you can catch the bioluminescence? Have you experienced a super bloom in the deserts that we have out here after a period of significant rain in the springtime when the deserts come alive, wildflowers abound? Have you experienced those things? And if you haven't, I'd say, you know what? Give LA a little more time. This is my LA.
Infamous.